I'll keep doubling, you keep bluffing, you've got nothing, I'll keep hustling.
Welcome to CryptoEMC. Fibonacci Lee is going to be answering a big question today when we look at this Bitcoin chart. Are we going to go down? If we go down, how hard are we going to go down? And the tools that we're going to use is Elliott Wave. Fibonacci Lee, how are you doing, my friend?
Hi, Rudo. I'm very well, and you? Hello, everyone.
Let's quickly see who's here on the chat. So welcome to all our regulars as always, guys. Yesterday's FOMC, did it leave you bearish or bullish? If it's bullish, give me a 111. If it's bearish, give me a 999. I'm gonna hit up with a 999. That's my vote. Lee, 111, 999. Where you at? Bullish or bearish?
Short term.
He put a 555. He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Give me 888. Give me a 888.
Okay, so not quite there. So he's in the 888 range there. Right, guys. So let's quickly see here. We've got more of our regulars jumping in here. So welcome. Right. Okay, so that was the idea that we're going to now look at this. So we know that Wyckoff, and last time we did a Wyckoff. Wyckoff is a tool that we use to try and calculate lateral patterns, but there's a few other tricks that we can use. We can use Elliott wave theory to see how and where the waves are going to move into, because we know waves has a certain set. And when we do that, we can start creating possibilities of to where we can go. How low can we go or how high we can go? So Fibonacci Lee is going to be looking at that. So Lee, I'm bringing up your screen there, buddy. And talk us through your Elliott wave count.
Okay, so when in doubt, zoom out. So zoom out from the whole pictures that I'm every day I'm looking at daily, 1 hourly, 4 hourly, and then 15 minutes. But actually, when you zoom out, and which I did this morning, I'm looking at the weekly Bitcoin chart. So let's try to. I'm gonna give you basically one count out of many others out there. That is still today is my favorite one. If you are following me from the beginning of this YouTube channel, you probably have seen this count before. And then let's see where we at within that count that we are following for months now. Elliott wave, it is like Rudo said, it is a Elliott wave theory. Nothing is fixed. No one knows what's gonna happen. But what's nice about this is we look at this chart with the hypothesis of RSI that at the candle. If this happen, then maybe the next move is gonna be that way. But if for example, if this wave 4 goes to a certain point, then we have to forget about this count and we have to pull up another possibility out there. So today we're just gonna focus on that particular one because until today, so far, it has not been invalidated. So this is still valid as we speak. I'm looking at, so everyone knows normally Elliott wave. You probably have heard about those wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, impulse wave, correction, A, B, C, and so on and so on. So what I can see on the chart, if I'm focusing on that portion of the price action from 2019 to up to today, we can see from a naked chart like this, we can see there's a wave here, another wave here, and then another wave here, and then obviously the next one that can come after that is a wave 5. That portion of the price action is gonna fit inside this whole structure, this whole wave. So that would be the wave 1, that could be the 2, and then the 3 and 4, 5. Okay, but we're not gonna look at this bigger macro picture. We're just gonna look at this smaller one. So to me, this small portion is still an inside wave of that bigger macro picture here. So if I have to dive into this Bitcoin chart, inside this wave 3, I will put the starts of this wave 3 here. RSI, as you can see, it's at the bottom at that stage here. So if I put the 0, the starting point here, the first pivot that we can see here is end up, the first wave. Second wave retrace, really very nice, clean in terms of A, B, C here, and a second one. very important if you look at this, why you put the 2 here. If you look at RSI closed above the 0 here. Okay, wave 2 cannot go in terms of RSI. Wave 2 cannot go below the RSI here. So this is a valid 2 so far for me. And now I'm putting a wave 3. So now I know there's a lot of debates. Where would you put the wave 3? I am putting my wave 3 as that pivot here, because also of this RSI here. Just for you, if you want to duplicate that chart, I'm looking at Bitcoin daily, weekly chart, sorry, and I'm looking at logarithmic chart. Okay, it's not the normal chart. If you have to remove that, it's gonna look something similar like this. But because we are doing a macro picture analysis, I'm just gonna put everything in proportion, and all the fib level that I'm gonna use is gonna be also on a log scale. So wave 3 for me, it's here based on RSI. RSI, we have the top of RSI, which was here as a pivot there. And I choose to put my 3 here because inside this wave, the top of the third wave, there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this fifth wave has to make a bearish divergence in terms of RSI. So that's why I cannot put my 3 here, because at that time there's no divergence coming there. I need a divergence to call the top of the 3 here. Okay. Now there, at that pivot here, you have another pivot, another bearish divergence. So you can argue we can put a third wave here or third wave here. It's not gonna change a lot in terms of discounts. Okay. But there's also a reason. Maybe you can dive it a little bit deeper if you have time on the test stage. Why is it here, not there? Basically here on the fourth wave, now, since this top, where we call the top there, I was looking at the fourth wave correction. This fourth wave correction came a little bit deep in terms of that ABC structure. So I'm calling this an ABC wave here. Let me draw down. That could be an A, that will be the B, and that will be the C. Okay, now you may ask, an ABC correction, why this B is above the starting point here? Well, simply because this is a flat, what we call in Elliott wave, it's a flat. So if you can pause the screen, I'm gonna put the notes here that I've made for you guys as well. What is a flat basically? Okay, a flat consists of 3 waves represented by the letter ABC. So there's a lot of rules here. And then basically,
what we can do is, Lee, we can actually copy that, send it to me, and we put it in the description of the video. So you can have that as a crypt note. Would you guys would want to have that? Just let me know. Give me a 1 in the chat or 7 in the chat, whichever comes easier on the keyboard. Lee, one thing I just want to, interrupt slightly. We kind of went into this. You mentioned something that this is a third leg. Can you just quickly paint a picture for people just to see where this sits within? Because it's all good that we look at that C point, but to give that bigger understanding of where this third leg actually fits in that we're busy completing, that would be amazing.
You want the wave like this?
Yeah. And the zoom out version, because that 0 is actually part of a bigger wave. That's the macro wave that you were talking about. Am I correct? The beginning of a macro wave.
Oh, the macro wave, the picture like this. Wow, okay.
You can just draw it freehand, I think, because it's logarithmic, but I really want you guys to see this big picture part of it, because then it gives that really good context of where we can go and how and what things can do. And I think this is not an exercise to try and get the 5,000K BTC in the next 6 months argument, but just to show you guys big picture where we are looking at, what we are looking at.
Maybe big picture, we are still using this wave here, and then for 5, you can extend a lot, and that could be the inner wave 1, 2, and then still 3. So if I have to take from the beginning will be obviously there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you can still create another wave inside this wave by doing this 1, 2, and then we're still doing a 3, 4, 5. I'm just gonna remove that one here, the first one. You know, it's like those Russian door. You can you can put another door inside the door, wave within wave within wave. So this is basically the bigger picture, slightly bigger than the picture that we are studying right now. But that will be something like this with 1, 2, and now we are basically doing the third wave here. And inside that third wave, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, basically. Does it answer your question?
Yes. So now you guys understand why such a bullish count can exist. Although the narrative is that we are trying to think of a bearishness and the market's going to go recession and stuff is going to be horrible. But that negativity lives within a bigger bull count, which can probably be the Bitcoin adoption count, the crypto adoption bullish count for that matter, which I think everybody can agree that as long as there is a crypto, there's going to be more people adopting it. And I think that is the big takeaway message. But okay, to get back onto point, because now you were diving into that 3 to 4, the ABC, you were discussing that.
So I was discussing that, why this is the ABC. It's not the normal, like everybody knows that ABC, B is, lower. Basically in ABC, there's two kind of family. You have the flat, which consists of 3 wave, 1, 2, 3, another 3 wave, 1, 2, 3, and then 5 wave down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that is a flat. It's always 3, 3, and 5, like showing on that picture here, 3, 3, 5.
Okay.
Now at the bottom you have some kind of different flats that you can draw, because it all depends on where this B wave goes and where the C wave can end. I am looking at more like extended C wave on a flat. Normally a flat should have ended already at, I'm going to show you later, at one of the level at 1618, but I think we're going a little bit below that. It happened quite often in crypto, especially in Bitcoin, because of the volatility,
But show me the 335 quickly, if you don't mind. Can you quickly just roughly draw it out so that we can kind of see what you mean by that?
So this is the 335.
The ABC, the bigger ABC, and the 335 lives within that.
Well, you can, I think, which tool I'm going to use for this? I'm just going to. There's a set of 3 wave here, 1, 2, 3.
Yes, we can clearly see that. Can you maybe just zoom in slightly for people on the mobile? Just bring up that wave. Yes, like that. Okay, so there's
you have a set of
1,
3
2,
wave.
3.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Now you have another 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's pretty clear. I mean, to see it's not a 5 wave structure. It's a 3 wave structure, and B went above the third one. So that is one of the level 123 level that a flat has to go to, either 90 or 93, 123% of this correction here.
Okay, so just to find out from that red level that Lee is, that red 3, the 125 is meaning that it's a fib level higher, and that's where the B went to, that white B.
Yeah, flat. So a B wave has to go to at least 90% here, which went above, and then the next level will be 123%, which we actually, just went to 123, and we tag it by to the pixel. Okay, so that's validate this A and B, and now C. Now the challenge
is now the 5 wave. That's C you're talking. That's now where we want to see the 5.
Yeah. So the challenge is, if you put ABC on a chart like this, you have to know that C has to be 5 wave structure. C is always a 5 wave structure. Whether it's a zigzag or it's a flat, the C is always 5 wave structure. Now, normally, a nice and impulse, easy C is to have something like this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And inside those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you have impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so on. And that's going to be the same here and the same here. But the challenge now is you cannot really count five wave structure inside the first move down. Okay, the way I'm seeing it, it looks like more of a 3 wave here. We also have 3 wave, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now we have 1, 2, 3 up, another 1, 2, 3 down, another one, maybe 1, 2, 3 up, and then maybe 1, 2, 3 down. Okay, so what is that thing called when it's not an impulse wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's always 1, 2, 3, 3 wave, 3 wave, 3 wave, repetition of 3 wave? Well, in Elliott wave, we can call that an ending diagonal. Okay, ending diagonal is composed of 5 waves. So you have some rules basically on that ending diagonal, and the 5 waves are subdivided into wave of 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 correction waves. So that by definition, this can be an ending diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I've labeled like this now, like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now within this ending diagonal, there are also some rules. 3, the third wave, cannot be the shortest one. Now, if we measure this info line, okay, from the first drop, we dropped around $35,000. The second one, we dropped $30,000. Okay, by definition, technically, the third wave cannot be the shortest one. Okay, because if 4 is here, you can technically drop more than $30,000 for the third one to become the smallest one. So the fourth wave has to be less than $30,000. I mean, we're sitting at we're going from 25, minus 30,000, then it's gonna be negative 5,000, which is impossible. Okay, so that also validates the theory of this ending diagonal of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, let's put some fib level and let's find out where this flat can go. So if I'm taking the fib extension from, I'm clicking here, the first click at 0, second click A, and the third click at B. So that will be the fib extension of the potential C wave. Now, this fib tool, these are all the potential target of the fifth wave, of the C wave, where it can end. 6181, 16182, 232, and then 2618. Okay. So these are the level here, and this fib is also in log scale. I'm going to show you fib level based on log scale, and we can see now if we zoom in a little bit deeper in that picture, the small third wave here almost tagged this 200%. So this 200% of that fib level, which is at 17,420. Okay, so this is really a strong support zone. So I'm not excluding the idea of 4 coming back and then this candle still goes to 17K or make a lower low, sweep the low, stop everybody out. I do believe that we can have a strong reaction about at around 17.4, 17.5, depending on which exchange you're gonna trade Bitcoin. And then if we have to lose that level, I mean, it can go a little bit down, obviously, to 16, 15, but if you lose that level, the 238.2 level will be at 13,394. Now, I think the dilemma is let's recap. If you see now, I'm coming with if and that and so on. If this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as an impulse, 4, this wave 4, this red 4 cannot go below the top of this wave 1. So I'm gonna put my invalidation zone. So this is the dilemma here. If I have to target 232 level here at 13,394, that means that it will go below the top of wave 1. The top of the wave 1 here on Bitfinex chart is 13,764. So if you are Elliott wave trader and you want to see this count playing out, textbook, it cannot go below the top of wave 1. So I can agree with you, 14,000 maybe with some liquidation. You never know, how hard it's gonna be and how many sell stops are there below the third wave. But anything that is above 13,764 on Bitfinex is still playing out discount. Now after that, if that plays out, then obviously we will have the end of this wave 4, and then here we go for the 5th wave. So that is really the bullish count that I can see so far on that chart. Obviously, there are other counts, and this is only a Elliott wave theory, and that's why we have invalidation point. If at one stage we go below the fourth wave, then we have to look at something else that can, I will give you definitely on some other counts if you go below that. But so far it's been there. It had not been invalidated. So I'm just following this plan at the moment.
Right, guys. So you have a right to, on this count, remain bullish, but we cannot fall below that level 1. And until then, it's no use. It's a mute subject trying to look for other counts and trying to confuse us. This is the best fit that we currently have. And on that basis,
maybe I would add as well. I would add as well. Sometimes the 5th wave here, if you have a strong reaction, I mean, 5th wave can easily end up at 14,420, or even here, And if that happen, if the 5th wave end above the bottom of the 3rd wave, we call that a truncated 5th wave. So a shorter 5th wave who has not enough power to go below the 3rd wave, and we can easily call a 5th wave that end up here. I mean, if you look back in Bitcoin history, I don't know if you remember, Rudo, in March drop here, okay? On a smaller time frame, everyone was looking at maybe at 1, 2, and now we had the 3, because this happened so quick that it was almost impossible to read if there's a 3, 4, 5. So if you do if you look at the smaller time frame, maybe there were 4, and then 5 end up just short, did not make a lower low compared to 3, and then we just went up.
So that is where it becomes a little bit tricky. But we're here. We're going to navigate this with you. Lee, I've got a question here for you to kind of end up. Now, everybody's already looking at the 5th wave. Nobody's worried about the 4 already. Crypto Goose is asking you, so what's the chances of wave 5 ending at 90K?
Oh, crypto 90K. Okay, let's be moonly today, and let's find out where are the possible target for this wave 5. Is force is in. Well, basically we cannot work out. Yeah,
Lee, I'm gonna park you there because we're gonna do that next week, because we first need to see where we end now, and we're currently pressed for time, my friend. So we're gonna have to move that onto maybe even tomorrow. Tomorrow we can even look at this.
Well, I would say, let's find out where the 4th wave will end first, because without the bottom of this 4th wave, I cannot give you technically a target for the 5th wave here. So I'm just putting a number 5 here. 5th can also, remember when I say 5th can be shorter than 3. Well, it can happen as well on the upside. If 5th can also end up here, right? So there's a lot of speculation. I mean, for me, we are a little bit, it's too premature, too early to calculate the 5th wave. We need first to find where the 4th wave ends. One of the trick also, guys, if I'm gonna remove the log scale now, if this is a really ending diagonal, maybe that's the time that you are allowed to use a trend line. Okay, a trend line will tell you that if it is the end of the 4th wave, most probably. I'm not using the right trend line. Yeah, most probably when the trend is gonna change, if you draw the 2 and 4 together like this, most probably if they don't smash down the price here, and then if that price crosses this trend line, most probably the fibs can be done. So we have to be careful about these truncated fibs, where fibs cannot go below the third. So these are all the possibilities that we have to pay attention. So you're asking me why I'm not so bearish anymore at that stage? Well, the gain here is so little. So I'm not gonna try to short this Bitcoin for that little bit of move. So I'd rather be on the bullish side for now until these levels get invalidated, and then that's one of the reasons why I'm always more careful about not missing the bullish trend and try to trade against the trend at that stage.
Okay, so now we've done all the Elliott. I see there's a hell of a lot of questions, 90K, 164K. So we'll get to those answers for you guys, and we'll go as the waves progress. We kind of need to finish where we're at now. But now, Lee, it's time for us to take a quick break and talk about our channel sponsor. Now, OKX is a channel sponsor. And if you go over to the Discord, Joe, you just bring up the QR code for the Discord. You will find the Get Premium Access. You can click on it and you can select your exchange from this Google Sheet. Why? We need to do a little bit of admin, sadly, but when we do that, it will give you a link. Now, if you use this link to open an OKX account and you fund it with a minimum $300, we will give you 31 days access to the premium group. And this, in turn, you can then utilize to leverage as much Elliott Wave questions you want from Fibonacci Lee. And I've instructed him not to hold back on that then. And then as well as that, OKX has got a competition. If you use more than or trade more than $10,000 on derivatives or $1,000 on spot, you get into the draw of the mystery box. That gives you some free money as well. I don't know why that is now popping up there, frustratingly as such. This is the thing about being live. So guys, make use of that. Make use of the channel partners. That's why we have them. Yes, Lee.
And on top of the mystery box, if you use CryptoEMC link, you get automatically $50 if you trade $1,000 on spot or 10,000 on derivatives. You will automatically get the $50, 50 USD. Yeah, no tricks. Airdropped in your accounts.
So go and use it. Head over to the Discord, guys. Everything is there. The links top right-hand side of the screen. Just pause the screen, scan the QR code, or if you don't want to, just use the link in the description or on the YouTube channel. Fibonacci Lee, we're now in a tricky point because you're talking about this wave that's going to end. But tools that we can use to do that would be your Kingfisher chart, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, Kingfisher chart, we use it on a daily basis in our premium group as well. So it just gives us an idea where are the most probable liquidation levels are and where are all those liquidity.
Okay, so before we fall in love with where a specific level, what does Kingfisher tell us? What's the possibilities of this?
Well, you can see there's a huge peak of liquidation levels here at today. I just refreshed the chart before the show, 17.7. Okay, that's a level to watch if you are bearish and you see that Bitcoin can still go to the 17,000 area. Well, here there's a level here that it probably can go if they want to go south, and there's even a bigger liquidation level here at 16.8. Okay, so what if this is the last move to capture this small kind of liquidity and then go up? You can see there's a lot more liquidation level at around 14K. Maybe that's why people are saying 14 on Bitcoin. Well, I mean, that's fine. For me, 14K is not going to invalidate my bullish count either. So these are the level to watch. Maybe also to put a little bit of trade. I mean, buying Bitcoin at 14K, 16K, 17K, when Bitcoin is going to sit again at 50, 60,000, 70,000, what will be the difference, if I bought it at 14 or 16, especially on spot?
Righto, guys. So with that being said, it's on this note that we're going to end the stream. I want to quickly talk to you about what is in store for us tomorrow. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to try and give you guys a portfolio breakdown. We're going to be looking at this if we then have this lower low. And remember, we shared this a while ago when I explained to you guys that this weekly is definitely not looking good. And although we had to buy because our trade rules tell us that you get to be bullish at the bottom and you get to be bearish at the top, the big picture means it's still pointing to lower levels. But now, because we're getting close to this wave count that Lee is pointing out and the possibility of that, it affords us now the time to start thinking about what is it that we would want to buy if we now start ending up in an area. And the thing about a fourth wave, just to add what Leo says, it's the wave that takes the most amount of time. So we can grind and grind and then go down, whatever the case might be. The longer it takes to complete, the longer the market stays as hostile as it is at the moment, the better for us. So we're going to be looking at that. I'm going to be showing you how I break down my portfolio, how I trade to earn a living, as well as to have cash to buy the dip, and the coins that I like to hold. So I'm going to be sharing that with you guys in a way so that we can start creating a library of these kind of coins, and we can start visiting them regularly so that everybody is on par with what is coming and what can potentially happen with them. Other than that, I'm going to say goodbye. Is there any last closing comments from you, Lee, regarding your Elliot?
No. I think if it is clear for you, and most importantly for everyone else out there, then I'm happy with that.
See you guys over in the Discord. Anya, Nando, all you guys that's always here every day taking the crypto journey with us. I want to thank you for your participation. Head over to the Discord. We'll be doing some possible live trading today. We do have some volatility, as well as we do live chart sessions with all the Discord members, where we literally just open the screen and look at coins. Simple as that. Discuss them. So become part of that community and come spend some time with us on the other end when all the formalities are away, where we just talk charts and trading. All right. Thanks as always. And Lee, looking forward to hearing and seeing more Elliot into the future. I think everybody really liked it. Guys, take time in the comment section after this video to just give us your thoughts, how you perceived it, where you're at, and what additional information you would love to see us give you guys on Elliott wave theory, so that in the future the videos, if not made sense at this stage, does make sense. Right. Goodbye, everybody. And as always, keep hustling.
Keep hustling.